Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you guys are here because I have something very important to talk about. Something you guys should know and should learn more about and just practice. Welcome to another episode of Chronicles of a Growing Woman. This is episode 2, and today we're going to talk about self-love and how that impacts our lives. Let's just get into this awesome, empowering journey of self-discovery and love. In Mark 12:30-31, it says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength." The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. Let's focus on verse 31. It says to love your neighbor as yourself. But have we ever considered that how you treat yourself is a reflection of how you treat others? I feel like in this generation we have a hard time understanding how to love ourselves because sometimes we feel like putting ourselves first is somewhat selfish. It's not. It's getting to know yourself better, and it's treating yourself with kindness and compassion. I want to go into detail and dive into this topic of how we can love ourselves more, because loving ourselves is the first step of how we see the world, how we treat others, just knowing our self-worth just really is the first step of many things in our lives. What are some of the things that prevent us from self-love? First, we often humble ourselves excessively. We fail to recognize our self-worth. Say someone's acknowledging us for our accolades, and you're like, oh, it's nothing, it's not that big of a deal. No, it is. It is a big of a deal because you got those accolades. You got that good grade. You got that awesome job. You should recognize that that is a great achievement. You shouldn't humble yourself for that achievement or try to dim your light because of whatever reason. You don't want to outshine others, or just don't diminish your self-worth and don't humble yourself, because you are a great person. You have done great things, so you shouldn't really dim your light because of that. A second kind of way we just prevent ourselves of self-love is self-criticism. It becomes a roadblock. It hinders the love that we deserve. I know this happens a lot in relationships, how we go in this spiral of overthinking and just self-criticizing ourselves, like, oh, I don't deserve this. I'm not a good person. Just in a way shaming ourselves because maybe of something we've gone through in the past, or just going through the spiral of self-criticism because we feel like we don't deserve this kind of love or just don't deserve to be happy. But we all deserve the love and the happiness and the peace that God brings us. We deserve that kind of a love, especially within social media, how we can compare ourselves to other people, compare our lives, and that just brings on that self-criticism. I don't look beautiful enough. I just don't have this kind of a life. We start to go in this spiral, and that just really takes away knowing what our true worth is and just loving ourselves to the fullest. Thirdly, we have this sort of self-hate towards ourselves. It may be stemmed from some past experience or past mistake, and so we have this self-hatred in ourselves because we feel guilty, and we're just constantly focusing on that mistake, when in the Bible it says God does not even remember that sin. He already forgave you. God said, what mistake? What are you talking about? What sin? I forgave you, so it's gone. I don't even remember it. So you shouldn't even stay focused on that and just build up this guilt when it's making you hate yourself more and more and just get you farther away from loving yourself. It's crucial to love the growing version of yourself without carrying the weight of your past, because the past is the past. Don't bring the past into what you are becoming, because when you bring the past into what you're becoming, you're hindering yourself from becoming this wonderful person that God is making you to be. Embrace that new you. Embrace that person you're becoming, because we need to free ourselves from that tension and regret of the past. I also want to add in from our first episode where we talked about forgiveness and how we should forgive ourselves and others. This applies here too. Forgiveness is a powerful force that aligns us with self-love. When you forgive yourself, you're releasing yourself from this kind of like a prison of having grudges and all this animosity and negative emotions. And when you forgive yourself, like say from that past mistake, you allow yourself to have the space to love yourself and love others. I know I have humbled myself for certain things in the past. Like whenever my mom would talk about my achievements to other people, I was just like cringe or like, oh my gosh, stop, don't talk about it, just humbling myself of those achievements. And it really showed that I don't know my own self-worth, and I am working on that. I'm working on identifying myself in Christ and just knowing my worth, like how it says in Psalm 139:14, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am now recognizing my true worth in Christ. And so I used to go on these rants of like humbling myself, like trying to dim my light because I didn't want to outshine others. But it's okay to have a bright light because it shows how beautiful our souls are. It shows we know how God sees us, and He sees us as these beautiful creations that He's made. This goes in hand with self-criticism. It just really diminishes how you see yourself. It's like putting on a filter. This filter is like all these lies about yourself, because you've now constantly created this atmosphere of telling yourself negative things all the time. So now you have this filter over yourself, because that's the only thing you see is just the self-criticism, the self-hate, the over humbling yourself. So I just want to help you remove that filter and see yourself in a better light. How can we love ourselves? How can we treat ourselves with self-love? We can treat ourselves with kindness, telling ourselves these positive affirmations, telling ourselves we can do it, just boosting ourselves up, motivating ourselves, like looking in the mirror and saying, you are enough, you are beautiful, you are worthy of love and happiness. Just telling yourself those positive things can help. That's treating yourself with kindness. Whenever you think to yourself, oh, I can't do this, battle that with, I can do this, because God says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Just remember, how you treat yourself often shows how others will treat you in a way, because your self-worth shines through every interaction. Another thing that can help with self-love is confidence, and it is a vital aspect of self-love. It is rooted in your faith. Your confidence in Christ empowers how you radiate positivity. Like how I was saying before, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's me radiating my confidence that I can do all things. I can do it, and that's me projecting my confidence because I know what God says about me, and I'm going to stick by that. Your self-love is also evident through your actions. And when you recognize your own worth, it really creates a standard of how people will treat you, because a person can really know if you know your own worth. Like they can see, oh, she's really shy. She doesn't know, like, she's really beautiful. She doesn't even know that she's beautiful. But if you have that confidence in Christ and you treat yourself with kindness, people really see that in yourself. They really can tell how you carry yourself. There is a verse in Proverbs 18:21, that talks about how the tongue has power. What you say holds power. So when you talk negatively about yourself, you're really putting out there that negativity about yourself. You're really speaking that into yourself. And so I try my hardest to talk positively about myself, because it's so easy to talk negatively. We just feel more drawn to the negativity. I try to combat the negativity with positivity, with the truth of myself. Words hold power. Whatever you say holds power. We're going to wrap this up with this verse of Matthew 5:13-16. And it teaches us that we are the salt of the earth and the light of the world. Your self-love shines brightly. It's guides people towards their own path of love and self-discovery. If someone sees how you carry yourself and you are like loving yourself, you're treating yourself with kindness, all that, if they see that you are treating yourself in that manner, they're going to want to be like that too. I want to be that person for you guys, to like guide you towards self-love and just having confidence in Christ and all that. I just want to be that encouragement, that person. Maybe if you don't have that person in your life that can really help guide you towards loving yourself more, just towards God in general. So I really hope that this video was somewhat of a help to you guys, or somewhat of an inspiration to to start being that loving person towards yourself, and to start doing these things that really embrace and just recognize your own self-worth, and just recognizing that you are worthy of great things. You are enough. You are loved. You are deserving of happiness. You deserve the good things in life. And so I'm just here to remind you that those things are yours. You deserve that. You deserve love. You deserve to treat yourself with kindness, because those negative things about you are lies. And I am that person here to be of support, to say you are loved. I love you. I say that with everything in my heart. I love you guys. I mean that genuinely. So if you don't have that person in your life, let me be that person. Let me be that supporting guide for you, to push you towards the path that God has you on, just push you towards your journey of self-discovery. As you embark on this beautiful journey of self-love, just remember that unlocking love starts with embracing and cherishing yourself. Let your light shine. Don't dim your light for nobody. And let people see that light. Let them, because that is an inspiration for others to have that kind of light, to build that light up. Thank you for joining me on episode 2 of Chronicles of a Growing Woman. Like, subscribe, and put in the comments if you enjoyed this video, if it helped you, and if you want me to talk about any other topics that are like this. So until next time, keep spreading love for yourself and for others, and stay blessed. I love you all.